Sony stopped pressing PS2 games in 2013. The used market has spent the last decade tripling in price. And the disc you already own, they've built an expiration date that nobody's told you about. The archives, we have a solution. Welcome back to the archives. I'm your file clerk, Nicholas, and if you're new here, this is where video games come to be remembered. Today we're not investigating a game though. We're investigating a problem. PS2 disc. PS2 disc are a physical medium that means they degrade. Disc rot, layer delamination, deep scratches from years of use. The longer you wait to back these up, the higher the chance the data is already gone. This isn't fear-mongering. This is the physics of optical media. And make sure that you're putting your cases upright, because if you don't, over the course of time, gravity will slowly pull those discs down and be part of causing that problem that you're fearing the most of those discs not working. Because over time, gravity will pull those discs down on that little center plastic piece, which will then scratch the disc and cause more problems. What we're doing today is ripping your physical PS2 disc to ISO files. A perfect one-to-one digital archive copy, so that even when the disc is gone, the game lives on. In the next case file, we'll talk about how to actually play those ISOs, but first, you need the backup. You need the evidence preserved. Let me give you the threat assessment. Disc rot, oxidation of the reflective layer affects pressed disc as young as 10 to 15 years old, under poor storage conditions. PS2 launched in 2000. Meanwhile, the secondary market has been brutal. Titles that were $10 in 2015 are now $40, $60, and some crossing $100. Every time you run a physical disc, you're spinning a wheel. A bad read, a disc tray slam, a pet, a kid, and that's $80 gone. Just the other day when I left the archives to go home, my daughter was playing with my copy of The Simpsons Hit and Run, and then had the disc in her hand and said, "I want a break." And you know what? She sure did break. I'm not telling you to pirate games. I'm telling you to preserve what you already own. That's not just legal in most jurisdictions. For personal use, it's your right. This is archival work. This is what we do here. Here's the evidence kit. A Windows PC, Mac's work with alternate tools, noted below, a DVD drive, internal or external USB. What are you gonna find a laptop that has an internal DVD drive now though? PS2 discs are DVDs. Your laptop's drive likely works, if it is still have a DVD drive. Image burn, it's free, it's lightweight, purpose-built for this specific application. Storage, minimum 4 gigabytes per disk. A 2 terabyte external hard drive holds roughly about 500 games. Your original PS2 disc, this is the legal anchor. You own the disc. You own the right. This is your property. That's it. No soldering, no microchips, no mod chips, no specialty hardware. If you have a DVD drive and a PC, you have everything you need to start a preservation archive today. For Mac users, any TOISO tool or disk utility can handle this. Through the workflow, though the workflow is slightly different, drop a comment if you want a dedicated Mac case file. Pull up your browser, imageburn.com, download the installer, and pay attention during the setup. There's a bundled toolbar offer. Decline it. We're archivist, not adware host. Once it's installed, open it up. You'll see the main menu. 6 options. We want 1. Create image from disk. That's it. That's the whole operation. Before you insert anything, go to Tools, Settings, Read tab. Make sure read speed is set low. I use 4 times. Slower read speeds reduce read errors on damaged or aging disk. You're not in a hurry. The evidence has waited 20 years. It can wait another 30 minutes. Set your output folder. I recommend a folder structure like PS2 library, game title, gametitle.iso. Just keep it clean. The archive has to be searchable. For God's sakes, keep it searchable. Don't get lost in data. Insert your disk. Image burn should auto-detect it. You'll see the disk label appear in the source field. Verify it matches what you put in. Some disks have a weird internal labels, and you can change them. They may come up as their actual disk. Hit the big read button, the disk icon at the bottom. Image burn will begin reading the disk sector by sector. You'll see a progress bar, a read speed, readout, and most importantly, an error counter. A few read errors is normal on an old disk, slightly dusty drives. It happens. If you're seeing hundreds of errors though, stop the read. Clean the disk with a microfiber cloth. Center out, never circular. Try again. If the error persists, that disk may already be compromised. And just note it, that's data. Average rip time at 4x is usually 20 to 35 minutes per disk. Let it run, don't touch it, don't move the drive, treat it like crime scene evidence. When it completes, image burn will show you a verification pass. It rereads the disk and compares it to the ISO. Let this run, don't skip it. This is how you confirm the evidence is intact. Verification complete. Green check marks. That means your ISO is a 1-to-1 match to the original disk file. Quick sanity check. Right-click the ISO file. Properties, PS2 game. ISOs typically run between 650 megabytes and 4.7 gigabytes. If your file is under 100 megabytes or over 5 gigabytes, something went wrong. Re-rip it and try again. Also check the file name. Image burn pulls the disk label automatically, but they're sometimes truncated or formatted strangely. Clean it up. You'll thank yourself when you have 200 games in your archive. And here's where a lot of tutorials stop. You've got the ISO, great. But an ISO is sitting on a hard drive. It doesn't help you play anything. It just takes up space. The next section covers organization and storage, and at the end of this case file, I'll tell you exactly what we're doing with these ISOs. The archive's only useful if you can actually navigate it. Here's the file clerk's recommended folder structure. PS2 library, action, aka genre, game title, and year, The Bouncer 2001. And then in that folder is the Bouncer ISO. So again, genre, title, year, ISO. Clean, concise, and searchable, and consistent. If you're running 50 plus games, also maintain a README text in the root folder. Game titles, rip dates, any disk condition notes. This is your evidence log. For storage, I recommend 2 copies. One on your main external hard drive, one on your backup, second drive, a NAS, or a cloud storage. The 3-2-1 rule typically works for me. 3 copies, 2 different media types, and 1 is offsite. This is preservation, not a hobby. It's a methodology and a hobby. Before we close the file, here are the 3 most common issues this facility has logged. Case 1, drive not detected. Image burn, can't see your drive. Fix can be to unplug it and replug it in the USB drive. Try a different USB port. Check the device manager for driver issues. Some cheap USB enclosures have power draw problems. So again, maybe try like a power hub solution for the USB. Case 2. High error count on read. More than 50 read errors. Clean the disk. Lower your read speed to 2x if 4x is still producing errors. If the disk has visible hazing near the center ring, that's disk rot. The data in that zone may be unrecoverable. Case 3. ISO won't load later. The ISO exists, but something's wrong with it. This usually means the verification pass was skipped or failed silently. Your solution for that one is going to be to re-rip it with verification enabled and read speed lowered like we talked about before. Just make sure you always verify. Here's your case summary. PS2 discs are not forever. The games you loved, the ones that shaped your taste, your memory, your standard for what gaming can be, they exist on a medium with a countdown timer. The backup process takes 20 minutes per disc, maybe 35, and it costs you nothing beyond a free program and a storage drive. This is how history gets preserved. One disc at a time, one ISO at a time. There will be a case file that covers exactly where taking these ISOs, loading them onto a PS2 with FreeMic boot on a PS2 memory card and running them through open PS2 loader. No mod chip, no hardware modification, just a $2 memory card and the games you already own.